Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mike and the Couch. This is Mike Mullis from the original Next Level Gaming coming at you. And give me a second to get myself situated. I have been told to play this game with headphones. We are playing Hellblade tonight. And in fact, it just said on the screen, best played with headphones. Alright, adjust brightness until the image below is barely visible. Which image below? That one? Ah, okay. Alright, here we go. Hellblade. So, for those of you who have seen this before, of course, this came out last year on the PlayStation 4 and came out to not only critical acclaim, but the actress who played Snua won multiple awards. The game was nominated for a ton of awards, and Ninja Theory really has something here. So, we're going to check out the Xbox One version, which of course came out on the 11th. So there's two graphics modes for the Xbox One X, which I have. There's either enriched visuals, or high frame rate, or high resolution. Now, I'm going to go high frame rate. The reason I'm going to go high frame rate is because I only have a 1080p TV. And so I really can't take advantage of anything 4K. So I'm going to do the high frame rate mode. I don't think the enriched visuals mode does anything. I'm going to look that up real quick for you. Hellblade. Doing this on my phone. Hellblade, Xbox One X. What does that say? What did we say it was? Enriched visuals. Let's see what the difference is. My guess is that they are still... here we go. My guess is it was still capped at whatever the standard frame rate was, but just with, better looking density, things like that. So yeah, here we go. So, enriched visuals mode offers increased visual richness throughout the experience, such as additional fog, foliage density, shadow quality, and higher resolution textures. High frame rate runs the game at a silky smooth 60 frames per second, and in high resolution mode runs the game with dynamic res that scales up to 4K. So I'd probably choose either enriched visuals or high frame rate. I'm going to start with high frame rate. We want to see what this sucker is. You guys have seen this game before. Let's see what it looks like at 60 frames per second. All right, I'm just going to check the controls because I have not really... I have not really played this yet. Fast strike, heavy strike, melee attack, evade, and block. That's kind of weird. Run is LB. All right, well, let's see what we got. Audio. No subtitles. Good. Combat difficulty is auto. I don't know what any of those are since I haven't played this before, so we're going to leave it at auto. And photo mode, since we're streaming, I don't need photo mode on. All right, let's get to this. It is completely dark in my basement. So this is one of the nice things about not doing a... And again, I get it. 99% of streamers sit at a desk. They've got, the professional setup, and that's awesome. I would rather sit here on my couch, my 72-inch TV, which is going to get upgraded to 4K this year, and play this as God intended.
Hello. Who are you?
Oh, hello.
Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Now, her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she turn coming? She's doing this for him.
I can't tell if the stream is stereo, but holy crap, what's going on in my headphones right now?
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right?
Oh, I can move this.
They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking? He's in hell high.
Look. Up ahead.
This is nuts.
You see it too?
You promised you gave.
Yes. It is real after all.
My goodness.
She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go it's back. Not safe.
It's them. They're here.
Can you see them? I can see you.
Look around and you will see them. The drowned, the sick, the slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here.
You see them?
This is not a place of rest.
You can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
We're not even like 2 minutes into this game and I'm already freaked out.
They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it. Turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
Do you imagine this in VR?
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper
She was just on a straight up log. She built into a boat. That's impressive.
What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Now I'm just going to check the menu real quick because I'm curious. So, just in a place like this, it looks like you can turn, like with Rise of the Tomb Raider, you could turn the graphics modes on and off. So, let's see if it does it without changing, without having to reset the game. Let's see. Oh wow, it's redrawing. Okay, so it dropped the frame rate. But it drew some extra foliage? Hang on, I'm going to change it back to high frame rate. It looked like it drew some stuff in. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Huh.
You have to take a closer look to see. Why isn't she focusing? She needs to focus now.
She needs to use her eyes.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hell's Gate. But gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
The Blair Witch is close by, it must be. I'll tell you what, hang on, Worry. I'm going to change it back for a second. I just want to see, because then you keep in mind, I'm not as much a graphics person as I am a frame rate guy. Hey, the audio in my headphones, Siri is freaking me out already. I'm going to try the photo mode when I'm not streaming.
Darkness is coming.
But seriously,
Hunger
this is
for it. Like a pack
nuts.
of wolves on a hunt.
What's about?
But she's not stopping.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the high frame rate because I have heard. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look that different to me, and it just could be the type of TV I'm on because it is an older DLP. I'm going to play it 60 frames per second mode. I want to see what this feels like in this. So, Worry, you could tell me because you have a PS Pro. Did the Pro also have a Lock 60 mode? I only have a base PS4, so...
The land of mist and fog. The old fool was right.
I'll tell you what, though, this looks really
What was
good.
it he said?
Even at 1080.
The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
Okay, so... Worry is saying it has the same modes on the PS Pro, which is great. Ooh, Uric.
I hear you.
He's there, you know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim,
They're
and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
I can't tell from the stream, but is any of that coming through?
What is she doing? Why is she doing this?
Is any of the audio coming through in stereo on the stream? I know through the Elgato it's capable, but I don't know if that's just reserved for recordings or not.
She needs to save her soul. She wants her soul to be at peace. She needs to lay him to rest. He's already dead. She can save him. There's nothing she can do. She thinks she's going to save him. She's not going to
What's that?
She'll never make it to Helheim. She can't let her blood heal. She has to try.
Is that anything? It looked like it might have been something. Oh, cool. Okay. Because, I mean, what I'm hearing in my headphones is... I know they talk about, Dolby Atmos, things like that. And I know that the PSVR has some really impressive three-dimensional sound. This does too. And I'm just using straight up... These are not even great headphones. I'm using a 4-year-old Turtle Beach XO4 set of headphones. They're not the best, but man, what's coming through right now is just crazy. And it does feel like the voices are literally all around me.
The bridge to Helheim.
Where are we?
I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it just sounds just wild. All right, so aha. Okay. Looks like I gotta go up that way. Looks like that way's not gonna net me anything.
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
What's she waiting for? You've got to go. Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
It's gotta suck for her to be alone too.
It's not going to hurt. It's going to hurt you. It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them.
Don't listen.
I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way.
Don't listen.
I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
How do you now?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. The liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Druth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Look really clearly.
I can see one.
Focus.
Hold it in your mind's eye. Find one like it to open the gate.
Focus. See it. Focus.
It's near. Focus, and you will find it. Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
The gate is open. Go through the gate. Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate?
It worked!
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell. But I watched the Northmen, learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people paid the heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Oh.
Another voice joins us. She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here.
How there's always a storm? Like it's always raining in these games.
I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip.
Whoa! Wait a minute, what just happened? It didn't tell me to do anything.
You can't fall. If you fall, you will die.
love how the game... I mean, honestly, the game doesn't give you any prompts. I do appreciate that.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side, and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Achievement. The fight begins.
Stay back. Look at it. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
Okay.
It's hurt, there's blood.
Ow.
Take him down. Take him down now.
Yeah, get him.
He's gone.
Hey. What? What the hell is going on? Hey. What?
A vision. of what's to come.
What?
Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is rot. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Wow, and all progress will be lost.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul.
Well, I better not lose.
But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow. Whatever the cost.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Zurt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
To Dillian. To his soul. It won't open.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Ymir was a frost giant, a being of darkness, and all his sons and grandsons were dark after him. Of his daughters and granddaughters, some were monstrous, but others fair. But there was another who came from the ice, Buri. In shape, he was like a man, big and powerful. His son, Bor, took a fair giant to be his wife, and they had 3 sons. Odin was the eldest, and the Northmen hold him to be the foremost of the gods, the All-Father.
I like how there are ties to mythology here. Which is funny because when you play a game like Jotun, you also see this kind of stuff. So let's see, there's another one. I don't know if I'm supposed to react. I don't know what that is. I saw one over when I was in the water. Do I not get to open this door?
Focus.
Illusion hides the path to Valravn. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
What's that? It's a door. No, it's a pitch. No, it's not. Push it. Push it. Push it. Come on. Come on. She did it. She did it. She did it.
Okay. What's this over here? Oh, there's a doorway of some sort.
Something's different. Change. Can you see?
It's funny.
Ah, door's open.
We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? Yes, we do. We mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there.
Oh, sorry guys, my controller disconnected for a moment. I don't know if it's maybe running out of juice or I don't have a controller low side.
If anyone never could close her eyes, however hard she tried, begged.
What is it?
This is the price she pays for seeing things differently. Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all that lurks within it can see you too. The Northmen will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
At least it got a little brighter. Not for him, though. No health bar, interestingly enough.
Valravan's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, Truth. Look how much it's changed. It's a different time.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
Oh.
Something's shifted. Something's happened. Something's shifted. Can you feel it?
Something wonderful.
Into another world that looks the same but feels different. An imposter world where the forest itself is watching.
Alright, another way around.
Another gate.
Another gate. You know what to do. Stay back. You have to
Break the seal. Align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
What are they? What does it mean? Line up the ravens. Which ravens? Where are they? Can't you see them, Shakes? The ground. You try to find. Line up the ravens.
If you hear the song of Valravan, follow it, and it will lead you to him. But be aware of his illusions. You can't always trust your eyes.
Gotta get up there. Open this yet? Alright, there's gotta be a way up.
Listen, focus, listen,
Valravan, challenge me.
He's gone. He disappeared. Where did he go? Where is he?
I was gonna say, it's not that easy. Or is it?
Fight me!
Just another one.
Is she lost? Wouldn't be the first time. Last winter, before the tragedy, she journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and rabbits. How common we see it. We call such a person a Gout. Some, like Druth, become Gout in search of penance. Others, like Senua, to purge a curse. Those who make it back are forever changed.
Hey, I'm Ferguson. How you doing? Yeah, this game is nuts. And I tell you, it is on the ears, man. It is crazy on the ears.
She can get up now. She can get up now. What's happening? She can get up now. How can she get out? It must be magic. Dark magic. A trick. Raven's tricking her. Raven. How can she get out? Bait. It's him. Dark magic draws her closer. Raven's magic. It's not him. He's helping her. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
I'm gonna figure out. Not quite there though. I feel like I missed something. I'm gonna go back up there real quick. Oh, there we go. Should make that a little easier. Ah! There we go. Finished it up.
likely it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. A deep and primal signal from within. A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
She can't go in. Has to find another route.
Truth says there's always another route.
Find a way. Go round. Find your own path. There's a different way. What is it?
Senua would probably get along a lot better if they didn't have these whiny girls in his ear. In her ear. I'm just telling you. She's braver than the rest of them.
He's down! He's finished!
Oh no, not two of them!
Watch out!
Oh, come on, two of them?
Quickly get up, they're coming!
She can still do it. It's not over. It's not over. Behind you.
Okay, that was a little more intense than I thought it would be.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything, turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
Is that ancient line?
The song. Balravin's song. It's over here.
It's over there.
It's over here. Is that?
It's over there.
It's over there. No, it's here. There's two.
Shut up for a second so I can hear.
It's magic. It's magic. It's emotion.
Alright. Going this way.
This reminds her.
Which I don't think. Nope.
The forest. Which forest?
Forest in the wild.
The wilds.
She went to the wilds a long time. Why did she go to the wild?
She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own darkness.
Did she beat her darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Druth helped her.
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd be dead.
She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and marry Dillian. But it didn't work.
She thought her curse would affect him.
She thought her curse would spread to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died.
She thought the curse made her tainted.
Druth helped her.
I think I need to get out, maybe? There we go. Sure that door does not open. However, I should be able to change that. I'm going to run a little bit more in the enriched visuals. I want to see what that does before we end the stream for the night. I will tell you that it has a wholly different feel to it. This. A very different feel.
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink. And at last he saw the moon. He gave a cry, gathered them in his mind, and learned. He fell from the tree.
Gonna sound weird, or maybe not. The game feels much slower in advanced visual. And again, honestly, I'm not sure it looks that much better. I'm going to switch back to high frame rate. Alright, I got to figure out how to get through. That's fine, I've already got that. Can I go up this? Can I go up this? No. There are steps over there. Somehow I need to get those steps. Okay. There are... okay.
The ravens.
The ravens.
They've gone.
The ravens have gone.
No.
Half of them have gone. They've gone.
Some are still there.
But where? Some are still there. And
Are
why?
Raven's helping?
He's not helping.
It's a trick.
Quiet.
Where have they gone?
Out in the wilds, in the cold winter woods.
Where have they gone?
She no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become a part of her.
The Northmen say that Odin is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was a very wise being named Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the World Tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring, but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
How do I get over there? By that thing, it looks like.
Did it.
The ravens.
They've all gone.
No. There's still three.
There's three.
There's three. Where have they gone?
Where have they gone? She did it, but what does it mean?
She's done.
Looking back, it was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the glow, the smallest hints of shape, sound, or thought, grew in strength until they consumed her whole. Before she knew it, the darkness had her in its claws.
Alright, so last part. 1, 2.
The gate is open. Open.
No thanks to
There
you
is no
guys.
such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness.
Voices in my head telling me I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna die.
Yet, will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. she find Dillian before her time comes?
I'm guessing this is not it. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to fight.
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
Okay, there's final sets of ratings. And there is...
Speak to me, Druth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth. The man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
we go. Up to the nest.
The gate is open. Open.
Darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me. I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness, and she remembered what he told her.
Hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you! I see you now!
Oh, yeah.
You led me to the wilds! You trapped me there!
And now it's on. No.
Quickly get up! Come this far.
Ah, shoot. I was hitting the wrong button. Shit.
beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
Skills.
The Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
All right. Alright, so an hour and a half later, I think it is time beat the first boss. It's time to call this one a night. Man, it's a crazy experience. Combat's a little repetitive, but it seems like this is more along the lines of a game with puzzles than combat. I'm okay with. So,
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at the clouds. And there she saw them. Elusive, shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere.
alright.
The trees,
Yeah, I know, she's
the
talking.
mountains.
Alright, we're going to call this a night, and we'll pick this back up another day. Maybe over the weekend, maybe sometime before the show this weekend. But this is definitely a great, great game. I can see what the claim was with the PS4 version, and it's nice to see Xbox owners getting a chance to play this. Obviously, if you haven't got it yet, pick it up, give this a run through. I guess I should have said spoiler alert, because this is kind of linear in that way, so don't watch this unless you want spoilers. Alright, this has been Mike Mullis for the original Next Level Gaming. Thank you guys so much. We will talk to you Sunday night at 9 p.m. at the NLG show with the NLG crew and such. We'll be back with some more streaming soon. We'll figure out what. And don't forget, God of War comes out on April 20th, and cannot wait to get into that as well.